Good day. Today we're going to be talking about a repair technique on old surfaces known as the Dutchman. The Dutchman is used to repair, in this case, some stone steps that are outside the Royal Botanical Gardens in London, England. It's called Kew Gardens. You see the dark rectangles and squares? That's a Dutchman on stone. It's also used to repair wood. It dates back centuries. These old floors date back to around 1635. And as you can see, Dutchmen were used to repair specific locations that had damage. You don't tear out old wood floors to repair them because they're old, they're brittle, and they do not respond well. Here's a damaged place on a door, so it can be used on doors and paneling. It's often used on furniture. Same door, another Dutchman, where the brass hardware had been moved around. The Dutchman, again, it attacks only the repair or the damaged location. It doesn't start ripping out whole boards, which is a very foolish way to try and deal with repairing old floors. This is the top of a tin can that was nailed on an old pine floor to cover up a drainage hole. That was very popular back in the 20s and 30s. These two holes are in my wife's office, and that's where the radiators sent, the supply line and the drain line on the old radiators that had to be removed. Here's a damaged spot on a walnut veneer floor here in Atlanta. And here is a classic example of damage over the groove of the tongue and groove piece of old pine. This is a damaged spot on a very old oak floor in Grosse Pointe. That floor dates probably back to the mid-17th century. And here's Peter Island. Peter did a lot of repair work for me several years ago. You can see the router at his right knee. That's what he uses to excavate the damaged spot. He passed that technique and knowledge on to Jenna, and you can see that she's adapting that to some repair work at the Fox Theater here in Atlanta. She is using these guides to guide the router so that when the work is done, it's very clean, it's very neat and symmetrical. Now David's doing this one the old-fashioned way with a hammer and chisel. David, this is my younger brother, he is a very, very good wood artisan, and Jenna is learning a lot. She's paying attention, making notes, and David's filling her in on another way of preparing the floor. So the wood gets routed out. You're simply dropping the level of the wood or the surface of the wood down 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch. This exposes the damage, but it also gives you a platform to drop the new repair wood in. It's a level surface, it's a stable surface, and again, you're not ripping out and tearing out whole boards. Here you can see that Jenna has done the prep work on that hole that was covered by the tin can. We like to take the wood and pre-stain it. This is the replacement wood here for my house, and it's pre-stained, pre-finished, so that it won't need any sanding or prep work. This is some very, very nice old pine that we used on a number of old pine floors when we were repairing them. The walnut piece dropped in, and that is flush. It requires no sanding, no finishing. It's ready to go. And Jenna's repair, you can see that she cut and very carefully fitted some of that replacement pine in there. The wood that she used is of comparable age to the wood to this particular floor, which is well over 100 years old. Another old floor, this is in Decatur, Georgia, and you can see the rectangular repair piece that's been dropped in there and really blends in very nicely. Let's go back to that the radiator holes here in our house. The radiators actually froze and burst and had to be replaced, and this work is credited to Peter. He routed it out, cut out the pieces, and then dropped them in place, and again, that repair wood is flush. Let's revisit the damage that was in the kitchen. dropped the level of the floor about 1/4 of an inch, and then took the replacement wood, cut it, and fit it. And you just see how very nice. Again, it's flush. It doesn't require anything after that. Go back to the repairs that needed to be made in the library at Ford House up in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. And David, this is the one he was doing with a chisel. And he's got a very nice, attractive piece of quarter sawn aged oak in there. Gives it a nice, curved look. We then applied the hardening oil to it, and you can see that all the colors blend in very nicely. You see a lot of this type of repair on furniture. It's not exclusive. I mean, it's a very common sense approach to doing some repairs. I love this one because this is David. He loves to put a bow tie in his repairs when he can. Go back to this old pine floor that dates to about 1790. It had damage over the groove section. It was routed out and then cleaned out with a chisel. We got a very symmetrical area, and then we come behind it with the pre-stained and pre-finished replacement wood and drop it right in place. And again, it's flush. Now, it doesn't make any difference if you've got a 35,000 square foot mansion on the shores of Lake St. Clair in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Sure, we did repair work there. We also did it up in Roswell, Georgia at Bullock Hall, where Teddy Roosevelt's mother grew up. Jenna did some beautiful repair work up there. That dates to the mid-19th century. Or you could have a beautiful old home here in Atlanta in one of our older neighborhoods where Jenna spent a lot of time doing some very, very nice repair work on those floors. Here's our contact information. Jenna is taking over the repair duties. You do not need to come behind her repair work and apply more finish. You can come in and do just repairs and repairs only, but we can also come in and do a clean and recoat and extend the life of your floors for some time. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. Good day.